Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss 10th Mountain Distillery's 10th anniversary. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Darren McElroy, Jeff Andresi, and Von Nieters.
Hey gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Hello.
Hey, big shout out to our friend Ryan Thompson, aka the Billionaire, on the 10th anniversary. Very cool thing. Very good for him. That's pretty damn awesome. We'll say that. We'll get to that after the break. We'll talk about what that means and what we think of our friend Ryan and all that kind of stuff. He's a good guy, and we'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, Darren said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
I want to know what everyone here thinks is the funniest TV show they've ever seen.
Okay. Easy. Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Seinfeld. Number 2 show of all time, only behind Sopranos. Seinfeld is number 2. And
no one can say the same answer either. Let's make this
good. I'm glad I locked that in. Yeah. Yes. Well, Seinfeld's gone, guys. You got to come up with something else. She gone. Yeah.
I'll throw out there.
No, that's wrong. Seinfeld.
Yep, I know. Well, Steve took mine. He jumped in. He knew the rules. So I'm going to go with it's recent, but Letterkenny. My word, I busted.
Damn it, that was mine.
Oh.
I don't like these rules anymore. You can repeat them.
No.
Nope,
it's too
you
late.
can't.
It's too late. You can't
Mine
do that.
is South Park.
South Park. Okay. Funny. Edgy. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. All right. Von Nieters is furiously looking on the internet at stuff right now.
I am, because I can't make up my mind.
Okay. Well, I'm glad the internet will clarify that for you. What'd they come up with?
It didn't help me at all.
Okay.
So,
you could put a twist in it and say Sopranos.
I'm not gonna put a twist on it. I'm just gonna give you 2. I don't care. I have 2. One is vulgar and one is not. I have Trailer Park Boys and The Office.
Okay.
One's family friendly, one is far from family friendly.
Yeah, Pam was so vulgar on The Office. I can't.
Yes, don't watch that one with the family.
Really? The Office?
Yeah, that's rough.
I haven't watched either of those. I've seen, like Beka was saying, she saw clips. I've seen a lot of clips from that, and it does seem pretty edgy. I would have thought Trailer Park Boys, so again, not seeing either show.
Pretty funny.
I would have thought that would have been the really edgier one out of the 2.
Yes,
but again, not knowing the shows.
He was being sarcastic.
This is.
I'll tell you what, the guy sent me my buddy Gavin sent me a scene from The Office. It was the guy railing his wife while she's passed out or something. That seemed pretty edgy for TV for me.
Yeah, there's some raunchiness.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
He's just railing his wife. I don't
know if that was The Office.
It was The Office. Yeah. It was The Office.
It might have been The Office.
Was it The Office XXX instead of USA?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. There's 3 series. There's the British one, the US one, and the XXX version.
Yeah, the
see
naughty
if I can
one.
I'll see if I can find that clip somehow. I don't know how. In
don't
my
know if we
YouTube,
wanna-
even though I'm one of the few people of my age that watches YouTube, I'll see if I can find that clip out there.
I don't even think you watch YouTube.
Hopefully you could figure that one out.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Darren, what do you think?
So Evan got to say 2, so I'll get to say 2. And a lot of mine are already eliminated, but Bob's Burgers and Parks and Rec. I think all of those are funny. Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec has some of the funniest lines of all of TV. Now the rest of the show is not that funny, but Chris Pratt's lines are fantastic.
Interesting.
I think that's what I'll go with.
Huh.
Not
But
bad.
all
only
of these
show-
shows I have seen, and they are all pretty funny. So
The only one I saw besides mine was I've seen South Park, and not all of it, but a lot of shows, a lot of the South Park, and the other ones I've never seen. Yeah.
I mean, shoot, we could have went old school, Steve, and MASH had some pretty funny stuff, and All in the Family way back when. But
Sure.
Seinfeld, if you hadn't said that, that's
the number one.
I mean, I'm still quoting lines from that.
You got to get in more. Me and Becca have shown that you have to get in more and watch more TV.
Watch more TV. Yeah.
More TV, more movies. You got to catch up.
I hate the fact I never scoop Becca on anything because she watches. I'll try to tell them, I give them a goddamn courtesy. I'll find something cool and I'll call them. They'll be like, "Oh, we watched that last month." I'm like, God damn, why didn't you fucking tell me about it then? They never tell me shit. They never tell me
where
shit.
was my invitation to watch it?
Right? Yeah. They never tell me anything. So
Never get an invitation.
they never give me an invitation to watch this stuff.
Damn it, Evan! I was hoping no one heard that.
Yeah. Huh.
Von Nieters, you have a TV back there in that RV?
No, not in the one in the basement. No, only in the real one.
And the real one. Okay. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start this time with Jeff. Jeff, what do you got there, buddy?
Well, I'm sticking with the spirit of the show. I got some 10th Mountain
10th Mountain.
from the
Okay.
ABV
Good
Barrel
spirit.
Shop.
That's good. That's very nice.
Ooh,
That's very nice. That's going to be tough to beat. I'm going with 10th Mountain. I've got their rye whiskey, though. The bourbon, I got their rye. Let's see what we got here. Solid. Not as good as Jeff's, though. Jeff has the lead. He's going to be tough to beat, I feel, but we'll see what happens. Darren, you're next.
So I did not follow the theme and pull a 10th Mountain,
What?
but I do have a distillery that recently celebrated their 10th year in business. So I have some Wood Hat Bourbon Rubenesque.
Ooh, yes.
yes.
Jeff has the lead. He has the lead. Becca's next.
I've got.
She's in a different room at this
Just
point.
disappears.
Yeah, sorry. I have got some Maker's Mark, the wood finishing series. This is
Okay.
the SE4 times PR5.
Okay.
Oh,
PR5.
perfect.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Means something.
Means something. There you go. No. Basie, nice, pleasant on the ear, but Jeff still has the lead. But Von Nieters has yet to go, and he looks confident.
I am
We got-
confident, and I'm sticking with the theme, unlike a couple of us. You guys had the bourbon and the rye. I have the single malt, 10th Mountain.
Nice. No, not enough.
Nothing.
Jeff gets it, so cheers to Jeff.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be celebrating 10th Mountain's 10th anniversary. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Katie Proof, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're celebrating 10th Mountain's 10th anniversary.
Yes, we are. This is a big deal, right? I mean, 10 years in a business is a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Ryan Thompson, he's a bit of a business mogul, so he has an investment with partners in a restaurant. He had a partner when he started 10th Mountain Distillery. Now it's just him. And then he also is, I don't know if he has partners or not, I believe he has to, in the hotel that restaurant is in. So he owns a hotel too. So he's quite the business mogul for sure. So. But this is exciting. 10 years with his distillery. It's not an easy business to make your way in, and the fact he's made it 10 years is really a cool thing for him.
So in the cigar industry, Steve, they talk about it takes 10 years to become an overnight sensation, and I think that fits with whiskey as well, because you got to lay it down and it's got to sit for a while. You don't, you start up and you're likely not selling something right away because you didn't make it, you didn't age it, if you're selling on day one, you just bought someone else's finished product. So
right. And they've never done that at 10th Mountain. They always have sold their own stuff. Pretty cool. And, they've made it by selling other products and things like that. And they're in a tough area to be, too. I would imagine, because they have a distillery near Vail, and then they have the tasting room in Vail, right in the center of things. If you're ever in Vail, Colorado, and you're walking around in downtown Vail, you're going to have walked by the 10th Mountain thing, because it's right across the covered bridge. As you enter into the skiing area where all the little shops are and all that, they're literally right there across the bridge, which is pretty cool. So, and it's a real testament to be able to stay in business that long. So they're doing some things right. What about you? What do you think, Darren?
I think 10-year anniversary is the second most impressive mark you can hit as a distillery.
Okay.
I think your first year is top. Just because you made it a year, you survived. A lot of businesses go out in the first year. And then right behind 10-year, I think, is your 21 year. Your 20 year ain't nothing. But like when you've been running a distillery long enough that someone born when you started distilling can now drink, I think that's cool. Okay. I think that is.
I think another distillery landmark birth year is a weird one, but the 4-year, because that allows you to get a bottle to bond product. Yeah. So and that's something that early on, because you can't even do it, It's a milestone year when you can be like, hey, we made this our first year in business.
Yeah.
Now we have a bottled and bond product. So a weird anniversary for a distillery is a 4-year anniversary because it's a big deal for them. So yeah, but 10-year, that means you're doing things right, not only making whiskey but also running the business well, because there's a lot of ways to trip up in this business, and it's not just with the whiskey; it's running the business itself. Yeah. So
even if you're making fantastic products, you can get screwed and
right.
We know what liquor license you need and have to pay a bunch in taxes and
all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And we saw, a big brewery here in St. Louis just filed for, bankruptcy reorganization. They're still going to be around, but they're big. And, so it's not an easy business, the alcohol business. So yeah, the fact they've been on 10 years. Yeah. So good.
And we just had a distributor go out of business too. That didn't hit 10 years for sure.
Right. Well,
they just didn't renew their distributor's license and went out of business. It's a rough world out there.
Yeah. Here's a class act too. On his 10th anniversary, they're having this big party, and I assume Ryan was calling several people. He did call me. And I was in the shop, and I had a customer. I was by myself. I didn't get the opportunity to grab the phone in time. But he left me this message, and I did call him and then talk to him. But I want to read you the message because I think it's pretty cool. My friend, we're about to start the party out here and thinking about you, and just want to say I appreciate your friendship over the last 10 years and love what you're doing. Appreciate all the support and love you give to us, buddy. So thinking about you and the love that you give to us. Cheers, my man. I'm proud of you, and let's keep this thing going for another 10 years. So,
what a nice mess on a very important day.
Right, for him. Right. Yeah. This wasn't my 10th year anniversary or anything.
Yeah.
This is a big day for him to reach out to someone and leave a message like that. And it's pretty cool. It shows you what a thoughtful guy he is. So,
Yeah.
I mean, once you're open for 10 years, that you should be you're established. So,
yeah.
Right.
Not always, but generally, that's it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I feel like
a lot of places don't make it to 10 years.
Right. I feel like one of the great things that happened to me is sometimes I get frustrated with myself is why didn't you start this sooner? I was old enough where I could have got into bourbon at sooner, but I think I got in really at the perfect time, because had I got in sooner, I could have been a contemporary of Mike Veach and Chuck Cowdery and all, but I'd be just all about the big old brands and stuff like that. I came in at a time when craft was really just starting to kind of come into its own. And I met, Ryan Thompson, within his first year of business, and I got to be friends. I met Royce Neely before anybody cared who Royce Neely was out in the bourbon world. I forged a lot of friendships early on in their journeys where they knew that I sincerely cared about them. I wasn't coming to them because they were a hot brand and they were doing good things and everyone thinks they're cool. I was hanging out with them and talking to those guys and trying to pump up their business as I'm trying to pump up my business, because, I believed in what they were doing. And I don't think if I was just starting out today, that would happen. I don't think that would happen if I would have started 5 years earlier or 10 years earlier. Mm-hmm. So I think that I end up hitting at the perfect time for who I am as a person. It ends up just working out where it ends up being the perfection. And I get to meet people like Ryan at a good time in his time.
Yeah, Ryan and Royce are two of my favorite people. And if I didn't know them through you, I would have been sad because they're awesome people. But Ryan just celebrated his 10th year. And you knew him about this time because that's when he was one of the first people in the whiskey world you really knew, right?
No, correct. Yes. Book? Yes, because he was in the first book that I wrote about bourbon, and one of the 2 or 3 that I've continued to talk to, Christine Riggleman being another good friend that came from that, and then Heather from Syntax, Heather Bean. So those 3 I've continued to talk to. Guy Rehorst from up in Wisconsin a little bit, but those 3 I've continued to maintain a good friendship with.
And that's cool. You've known these people for 10 years. I've just learned about them in the last 3 to 4, but you've known what they've been doing the whole time, and I've heard the stories, but it's not the same as knowing these people, so that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Beka, I mean, Royce is, 8 or 9 years? He'll be coming up on 10 before we know. He's 8 years, so in a couple of years, that'll be a big celebration and milestone for him.
We broke ground 2015. We opened the public 2017.
Okay.
So we opened to the public July 1st of 2017.
Are you guys going to do a big thing?
We don't plan anything that far ahead.
Oh,
you should do a big thing.
They don't.
I would imagine that, that'll be, 2007 or 2027 that will do that. So we still have a couple of years to figure that out.
It's interesting he doesn't try to go back to 2015 as being the start, because many of them like to do whatever.
He might. I
whatever
don't
they
know.
can.
Let's say
Who
it
knows?
would, but I don't
Who
know
knows?
when they.
We've got a weird thing too. It's like, when is our first day of going in business?
I hate
Is
that
it,
question.
I know, because is it when we got our LLC? Is it when we signed our lease at the shop we're in? Is it the first day we open the doors to the public? What is our true what's our true anniversary date? Yeah,
I
it
feel
the
like
first day
day
an
one
ad
is the
ran on
day
the
that you
podcast?
opened your doors.
I guess that's the first time that the register rings and you're technically, I guess, in business. But signing that lease, I'll tell you what, that felt like I was in business at that point, because I'm on the hook for a lot of money.
So what does 10th Mountain use? I mean, what are they using? Did they open it? Did they distill their first batch? Did they, what's the trigger?
Yeah, what's the day one for them?
Well, I didn't ask Ryan. I don't know what they considered the 10th anniversary for them. I don't know. But that's a question you have to think about as a business owner, is what is our true start of our business. So we've just gone with, like what Beka said there, we've gone with when we open the doors, that's day one. But in reality, of course, it was in the works for years before that, talking about it and the idea and lining out what it's going to look like, how we're going to approach the business and all that. But yeah, so.
Yeah, I work for an old company. We were incorporated in 1907, sold our first electricity in 1909. Mm-hmm. So in 1909 is the date that we use. We don't say when someone signed papers or made a company. It's we sold our first electron that day.
Yeah. So
What did they do for those 2 years? Like, I understand distilling, you have to wait for things to get to of age. Like, they're just like, yeah, we're going to start this company. Eventually, we're going to produce.
1907, they had to wait for the first house to want electricity.
Right? Someone need. Yeah,
hey, we're all set up here, folks. Anybody
We're
want
in Minnesota.
Anybody want electricity?
Yeah. The Ice Age was still going on. What do you expect?
Had to get that first light bulb.
Anybody?
Oh my god!
I think they had to dam up the river and get a turbine in there and all that good stuff.
The turbine, yes.
The turbine.
They put a turbine in there. Yes, they put a turbine in there.
Yes. No turbines. A turbine.
It's a turbine.
Hey, that is Minnesota talk.
Turbine.
Turbine,
huh? That's you're sticking to
don't
that.
listen to these
yeah,
schmucks, Jeff. Don't listen to these schmucks.
Jeff,
They're all
that's
from
how I say
fucking
it there, huh?
they're all from Missouri, and
Turbine.
they prove it every day.
Oh yeah.
I'm not from Missouri. I am Missouri. Get it right.
Oh, we know.
I like Bob Whitlatch. He was from Minnesota, and he claims why he likes Beka so much because he knows her. The women up there he claims from North Dakota are like Beka, and so he just has this comfortable, normal feeling about her. Just hang around. It's just to him. He always says that it feels like home for him. That because
I can sit and chat with Bob forever.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
It's easy. Yeah, no, it's
And you last what, 10 seconds?
You
talking to
wouldn't
me?
understand, Steve, because you're not from where we're from. But it is different when you go outside of like where we're at. It like whenever I have like Midwesterners come in, it is different. Like literally the other day, I
we're
like go
Midwesterners.
in there
We're
and
true
We're
Midwesterners.
Midwesterners.
and
You're
our
from
fucking-
Canada. We're from the Midwest.
actually
You guys
we're
are
from the
plains
north, really.
of our
Is what we are.
life.
We're from the north. We're not Midwesterners. We're from the north, really.
You're
is what
from
it is.
Canada.
And you know
Yeah.
what? We had some people come in the other day, and I looked at our lead distiller, Brian, and he's like, Sean's been talking to these people for 3 hours. And I was like, Jesus. And then I go up there, and they're like, we're from North Dakota. And I was like, oh, this
So
all
we
makes
still have
sense.
3 more hours to
It's
go.
called the North Dakota Goodbye.
I was just
And
saying,
it's
they were
where
just
you
saying
go,
goodbye.
there you go. All right, I'll see you later. And then you keep on talking for another 2 hours. You can't even help yourself.
Right.
I don't know. We've got that here too. That's the Midwestern goodbye.
No, it's different from up there. They spent 3 hours there.
I hear you.
Bob
I've
Whitlatch-
never spent 3 hours at a distillery talking to someone.
The people that you just did a normal. You're not Darren MacLeod. You're just a normal person going in, and you're.
I've
and
never
literally
been normal a day in my life, and I don't
No,
like
I know
those
that.
accusations.
That's what I'm saying.
That is true. That is true. But Bob had the best Miss Beka Sue soundbite ever because, of course, he's living in his home now in Ohio. He doesn't live in Minnesota anywhere now. And I guess he dropped the name Miss Beka Sue too many times in conversation at home. And his wife said, "This Miss Beka Sue, I don't know her. It sounds like you got a bit of a crush on her." And Bob, his return comment was, "Honey, every man has a crush on Miss Beka Sue."
Probably didn't help him with the wife at all. But
Or how
sure
we
he's
say
still
it in
in the
Minnesota,
doghouse.
it's like, well, duh.
every man.
I love Bob.
Oh, yeah. Bob's a great dude for sure.
I love Bob.
Yeah, former prosecutor, former judge. I mean, yeah. He's retired, just hanging out with us now. So
Yeah,
living
him
a
and
good
I
life.
hung out at the distillery just a couple weeks ago. Him and I just sat outside and just chatted about.
Oh yeah, he's got a
random
whole
shit.
routine. He's got a whole
For
routine to drive to your place. Yeah.
Couple hours, we just sat there and just chatted about stuff. And his buddy was inside getting a little turned up. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
He was
it
driving
happens.
him, and it was a good time.
Good time for sure. So
Always.
there you go. There is a big congratulations to Ryan Thompson and the whole team because we know it takes a team to have success in this business. So they all have their equal part of that. Sean is distiller, great guy. Like hanging out there when I get the opportunity to go up there, and look forward to getting up there again at some point. So should be good. I wish I could have made it for the anniversary. I just can't get away right now, but I would have loved to have been there for sure. And in reality, I really should have been there. Just impossible to do right now. But I feel bad about that. And they're a great company,
Well-
and I'll be there for number 20 for sure.
Those of us with some 10th Mountain, how about you pour just a little bit more and we raise our glass?
All right, we can do
More
that.
for that.
We can do that. We can do that. Pour those now. We'll
That
we'll
last
end
show
on
pour-
that. So hang on to.
that last show, pour, Steve.
I'm doing it. But so
Oh, my
hang on
word.
to it for right now. Hang on
It's
to
like
it.
another show, but without another show.
Right. Let's do our plugs, and then we'll end on that note. So there you go. Von Nieters, where can people find you?
You can find me being so happy for our friend Ryan Thompson at 10th Mountain Distillery and on Instagram at Von Nieters.
All right, Darren.
I'm gonna give away my plug to Ryan Thompson because he really deserves it. So follow him at 10th Mountain Whiskey on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
All your social
MTN.
platforms.
MTN.
MTN, yeah, MTN.
MTN.
That was the part I was forgetting.
10th is the number 10 too. It's not
Yeah.
TEN. 10th. All right.
And number 10.
Yeah. Jeff, how about you?
Well, we already covered Ryan, so I'll just give my own. So Facebook, Instagram, and the Cigar Dojo. Jeff Andreezy, 2 I's and 2 Z's.
You can
All right,
shout out
Miss-
Darren too.
Yeah. You should have done Darren. It's like
Yeah,
it's
you
like
gotta do
paying
Darren.
forward by
Oh,
the
you
person
can
behind
find
you.
me at the
It's like the
ABV
drive-thru
tasting
line.
bar.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me following 10th Mountain on Instagram. That's the number 10 THMTN whiskey with an E on Instagram. And you can find me at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. Ryan Thompson's been there a few times. So have many others. Check us out online to find out what we have going on over at ABV Barrel Shop. .com. Also check out Bourbon Palooza. It's where we do our travel and things like that. And at some point, we are going to get to Colorado. A lot of people ask me, when are we going to Colorado? When we get a crew and go to Colorado, that will be at some point. We'll go see Lenny. We'll go see Todd Leopold. We'll go see our good friend Ryan Thompson and Heather Bean. We'll make the whole circle there in Colorado. Should be fun. And so follow that along at bourbonpalooza.com. Miss Beka
Sign
Sue.
me up.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's fun, man. It is worth seeing. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to our friend Ryan Thompson. Cheers! Clink, 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 clink. Bye, Ryan. Good job. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.